Welcome back, good fellas, and we're back with another episode of Ask Tony Tuesday, whether you like it or not.
That's right, we're doing it.
If you haven't got a clue, Tony's got the answer for you.
How was your 4th of July?
I had a bang up time.
Really?
Well, get it? Bang up time.
Oh.
Eat too much, drink too much, in a dream.
Yeah, I had a good 4th as well.
Good.
It's nice to just
Yeah, it was
enjoy.
hot though.
Yeah.
Hot.
Ready for your questions of the day?
I'm ready.
All right, first question. What finishes are available for quartz countertops?
Quartz is basically the same as long as the distributor of the quartz that you select has it available. We can't really, on natural stone, we can change the finish. So we can do a home finish if it's a polished stone. We can do a leather finish if it's a polished stone. On quartz, basically, it is what it is. So if they only offer the one that you like in a polished surface, then that's what you can get. Certain quartz companies will have certain colors available in a honed or a matte finish or a leather finish, but it's not nearly as much as natural stone. It's usually the stuff that look like concrete because that's kind of a little bit fad of people who were looking for that concrete look. So the quartz companies came out with like a grayish quartz that looked like concrete, and then they would hone it or they would do the leather finish. Don't get me wrong. Again, a lot of people like the quartz, but that is another one of the downfalls of quartz is you can only have what's available. You can't really change it. And a lot of people don't realize that if you do get a quartz that's not polished, there is still maintenance now because without a polished surface, the pores of the product are open. So you still have to seal a matte finish or a home finish quartz. You still need to seal a leather finish quartz. A lot of people think, oh, I have quartz, it's maintenance free. It's not maintenance free. It's not, because now you have a product with open pores. So you need to chemically close them a lot like we do with stone. A lot of quartz companies don't tell you that, and you don't know it until you have a problem. And then when you have a problem, it's in quartz, it's not easy to fix. Natural stone, we can fix it because, usually the color goes all the way through, the veining goes all the way through. We can polish or fix any kind of cracks or something like that. On quartz, you're limited to what you can fix.
Right, because it's man-made.
Because it's man-made. If somebody chips it, if you have the chip, generally we could do a repair and fix it. If you have a chip and it's a big chip and if you lose a chip, we can fix it, but it's a lot more noticeable than if you didn't have one.
Yeah, because then how are you supposed to match it up to exactly how the manufacturer made it? Ready for your next question?
I'm ready.
What type of marble is the most durable?
The type that's the most durable would be a green marble. There's a stone called Verde Vermont. It comes out of Vermont. It's a domestic material. It's really dense, and the reason why is green marble is almost more of a serpentine, which is another type of stone. So it's really dense. It almost has like the makings of like a slate, but it's really dense, and it's when it breaks, it tends to shale like a slate will. You don't get that regular break that a marble normally has. So it's like any other stone. Basically, the whiter or the lighter the stone, especially the whiter the stone, the softer it is. Like Carrara. Carrara is a marble, white marble. It comes out of Carrara, Italy. And there's different degrees of Carrara. So there's regular white Carrara, which is a little bit on the grayer side. And then it goes from white Carrara, then it'd be like white Carrara A, which would be a whiter brand. Then it'd be like a Joya White would be like the select white Carrara. Joya White would be like the whitest of the white Carrara.
Oh my Lord, there's so many.
Yeah, so out of that whole quarry, so out of the same quarry of Carrara, it will change to be the whiter it almost gets sugary. They call it sugary because it's almost like sugar. Like you can actually, on the edge, you can kind of scratch the fingernail and it'll flake away and it looks like little bits of granular sugar.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
That's really weird.
And that makes it so much softer. Now, when it gets grayer, it's so much denser. So a lot of times when you'll see in a pizzeria or something like that, they'll have a pizza of white Carrara that they're rolling the dough and everything on. It's usually the grayer type.
Okay.
You know, they usually call it the CD type, and it's the grayer the white Carrara, the harder and denser it is, the whiter it is, the softer it's going to be. So as you get into that gray, you get into the green, then it gets harder because it's not really a marble. It's sold as a marble, but it's more of a serpentine type material. And there's a lot of greens. It's not just from Vermont. That particular stone comes from Vermont, but there's stuff that comes from Taiwan. There's stuff that comes from Italy. Stuff that comes from Spain, all over the world. But anywhere, and no matter what country it is, the green marbles tend to be harder. And also, when marble tile was popular, you had to lay green marble tile differently than any other marble tile, because it would tend to, for some reason, if you didn't use an epoxy and use water, the tiles would end up warping for some reason.
Oh.
So you would lay the tile perfectly flat, but if you didn't use the right product, they would end up warping and cupping, and you'd have all this lippage, where from tile to tile you would feel these lips and you would trip over them. So
horrible.
there's a lot when dealing with natural stone. There's a lot to know, and a lot of guys were just tile guys. They were used to doing ceramic tile. Like, well, marble's the same thing. We're just going to open boxes of tiles and throw them in. Completely different. Installing natural stone tile and installing ceramic tile, porcelain tile, completely different animal.
Yeah.
But you have to know. It's like we always say. You have to educate as well as sell in this business, because when you don't do it right, it's costly.
It is.
So you have to do it right. Imagine laying a whole floor of green marble, and now it's all warped.
I know.
And now you have to tear it all up and throw it out.
Yep.
Because it's not going to unwarp.
Yep. All that marble,
Right,
all that labor, all.
And the only other way to fix it without tearing it up is you go in and you have to grind the whole floor down.
Oh, wow.
So you have this big floor buffing machine, and it has these diamond abrasive bits, much like we use to polish an edge. And you grind the whole floor down,
Oh, my gosh.
and then you polish the whole floor back up.
Oh, that takes forever.
Yes, and then you have to do it with water. So you imagine you're in somebody's house or in a lobby, and now you're polishing and grinding with all this water. So you have to put plastic up on all the walls.
Wow.
I mean, it's a major undertaking.
In every stone, like even just from like how you were explaining all the Carrara
Right, yeah.
marbles.
Yeah.
The minerals change, and
Yeah.
that's what causes the differences in the
Yeah,
stone. Like
absolutely.
the colors are caused by different minerals.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
I was wowed. I was
Different
like,
minerals and different amounts of pressure and different amounts of heat, will make a stone either really dense. And that's why the tighter grain materials are denser and harder than the stuff with all the movement and variation. Because the stuff with all the movement and variation has a lot more different minerals and stuff putting them all together.
Yeah.
As opposed to something that's really dense and really consistent, not as many different minerals there. So the stone business is, they're like, I've been doing it a long time, but I never get bored with it because, even though I've been in it forever, there's so many different things that you learn. You definitely see something every day that's different, or
That's
you
true.
learn something about a stone that's different. And that's why, to me, like you said, we sell a lot of quartz as well, but to me, there's nothing like natural stone.
Yeah, natural stone is definitely where it's at. I mean,
Yeah.
I learn new stuff every
Yeah,
day. It's
yeah.
crazy. Those are all the questions I have for you today.
Nice.
Thank you guys for tuning into this week's episode. We will be back next week with another episode, and we hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. See you later.